But when we're staring at, we're taking money, we don't have universal pre-K, we really don't have good child care options, and we are not funding public education, that is a recipe for a disaster. We have to have an educated and a healthy state. That is not asking too much. More numbers for you, 47th. We are 47th now in the nation in our quality of life. That's embarrassing. 47th. You know what they do? They factor in education, healthcare, recreation, services. They have a whole laundry list. 47th. I'm sorry, when you have a supermajority, they have to own that. They've had it for 20 years. They have to own that. 47th. We are also 41st in the nation on educational attainment. And we are getting ready, which I know I'm preaching to the choir, we're getting ready to launch, for the third time in 5 years, a redesign of our high school. And it's taking the rigor from up here to down here. My husband and I have had this conversation. We had one child, he is off in the military. He was a really good student, and he better have been, but he was a really good student. And I will tell you, I said, what would we have done with the new graduation requirements that are coming? Like, what would we have done? Because they're really encouraging kids, you go right into that workforce. Go right into the workforce. Make $10 an hour for the rest of your life. Good luck. You get right into the workforce. Fill the jobs. That is not going to work. It's going to work for a minute. And then they're going to come back to us and say, see, teachers, you're horrible. Because look at our workforce. They're uneducated. They don't have any skills. And we're like, you told them they didn't need them past 10th grade. You get what you get. We are getting ready to enter into a new space that we have not seen in some time. That is not a good place to be when you're 41st in the nation in educational attainment. People have asked me about this voucher piece. They're like, how's that play into it? It's everything. It's charters, it's vouchers, it all plays into it. It's no different than if I said, I think our law enforcement, I'm pointing to you, it's not you, sir. Law enforcement isn't getting it done. So I want my tax dollars to go to a private law enforcement organization and not to the public, state police, community police. I want it to go to this. And if enough people did that, can you imagine where our community safety would be? What if everybody said, we don't want state parks. We want our recreational dollars just to go to my country club. There would be no state parks. There's a reason they're called public service. There's a reason that they're called that, and we as a public typically defend that and welcome that. It's called being civil. It's called having a sense of community. And right now we've lost that. We are feeding off people who are trying to make sure that we will live in that divisive world. We are better than that. They want us to be in fear, and they want your lives to be in chaos, and we are better than that. We have got to remain focused on optimism and opportunity for what we got ahead of us. We have to, because we are the professional people that people are going to look at and say, how are you going to handle this? We have a choice. We can enter that fear and chaos and have our little meltdowns for a minute, but we got to get it together and say we're better than that. We are optimistic. We're looking at opportunities. Every child is watching us right now. They are watching us. It's on us. This is on us. We also need to make sure that we are saying enough. The boards that are happening right now across the state of Indiana, where they're getting a little chaotic, they're winning in some of our areas. They're chasing out teachers, they're chasing out superintendents, they're chasing out principals, they're chasing out other board members. That is not healthy, but that is not by coincidence. That is on purpose. There is a plan. And I give the Republicans credit. They are disciplined, disciplined, disciplined. And I know Ann has seen the big national plan. I know Donna is well aware of that. I know there are people in your community that understand there are 7 pillars that they're going after. And they're not playing. They're very, very disciplined. Education just happens to be one of them. The goal is public education is just squeezed out because we're expensive. We're over half of the state's budget. And the less of a problem we are, the more that helps them in the long run. They also, let's face it, are pushing a certain curriculum. They want history taught the way they want it taught. They want services done the way they want them done. I mean, there is a plan. That is not all like, what's happening? Why are we banning books? Why don't we want U.S. history taught anymore? Why don't we allow people to teach about slavery? Like, what's happening? There is a plan. It is across the nation. It is on us to be informed and go inform others. It's those conversations that Jennifer said with your neighbor to say, here's what's happening and we're better than that. We deserve better than that. It is completely on us. This one is on us, and we cannot sit it out. We can't. We deserve to be healthy. We deserve to be educated. We deserve to have a state where our kids want to come back and thrive. You know what I'm hearing? Beyond the stories of my child just graduated from Purdue, boiler up, instead of IU. You know what I'm hearing though? I'm hearing from people saying, my child just graduated from Purdue and they're out of here. They're leaving the state of Indiana. They don't want to come back because some of it's perception, some of it's reality. They don't want to come back. I'm hearing that over and over and over. And then you go to college campus. They will tell you everything you want to know and more. They're like, we're embarrassing. They will tell you, without even asking, they will offer everything you want to know about Indiana. The problem with that is now I'm starting to hear people say, my kids live in Colorado, I'm retiring, and guess where they're going? Colorado. Or my child, I just heard this the other day, they were out in Massachusetts and they have grandkids now, and they're like, we're going to retire and we're going to go with the grandkids. This isn't just keeping young people, this is about keeping retirees who want to be around their young people. This is a domino effect. We are right now 76%, another number, 76% of our districts are losing enrollment. That means they're losing money because the formula we have does not adjust. Keep in mind that consolidation conversation is not going away. It is not. It comes up all the time. It comes up all the time. First it was, I've heard the 2,500 magic number. I've heard the 2,000 magic number. They're not going to let it go. Here's how this is going to play out. We went from traditional public schools, moved into that charter space, and remember all things charter, best things coming since the next coming in schools. And then like, that didn't work so well. So then they moved into wealthier areas and went after the voucher as they continued doing that next step. So you've got traditional public, charters, voucher with the private schools. That next step, they're starting to play with that voucher, the private charters again. The next step will be the micro-potting and the encouragement to homeschool. It's coming. They're not going to let up. They are not going to let up because it's doing school on the cheap. And that is not good for kids. It's not good for educators. It's not good for families. And it's not good for the state of Indiana. So I encourage you, keep being informed, go and inform others, but no one can sit 24 out. This is an election that no one, and I know you hear it all the time, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake. You want your pensions? Get up. You want to keep those pensions? Let's go. No one can sit this one out. So I'm Jennifer McCormick. I'm running for governor. I am going to win because you deserve better. Thank you.